I hope y'all can nest double E, cause I need your eyes on me. Cause once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP. Came to make a scene like a movie, feeling big, keep it juicy before we start getting unruly. I've been hooping like a hoolie, keep it coolie before I stuff you in a locker like a bully. Like a bully. Put in the work, you can see my fingernail dirt. I'm the last one to leave, even when I come first. Yeah, you might want it bad, but I'm sure I want it worse. I'ma do it cause I love it, I'ma love it till it hurts. What's the worst that can happen, Captain? I'm strapped in, no I'm not crazy, I'm just tapped in. Hungry like I'm fasting, I'm about that action, no slacking. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, cause here come the pain. No one to call up for help, no one to blame but yourself. You should've known better, however you did it, so we had to come ring your bell. Like I need a ward, wait until I score, make it rain till it pour. I'm a dog, all fours, put in work like a chore till I'm underneath the floor, in the trenches like a war. If they wanna give them more, when I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. 4th down, 4 yards, put it all on the line. I am not worried cause it is our time. I hear the crowd in the background, man, they just wanna see me shine. For the hell of it, it's irrelevant. You lacking the intelligence to make it make sense. We gon' manifest whatever we can to get. That's a little money and a trophy and nothing they call respect. We don't care who the best, we don't worry who was next. We gon' put them boys to rest like a 10 feet of bed. I'm ahead of the rest like I came without a net. They gon' say it under breath, I'ma say it with my chest. I got it wrapped like a toga, put the whole team on my shoulders. Hold up, wake these boys up, call me Folgers. Soldier, flow feeling colder, some call it polar. You don't wanna box me, I'm feeling cocky. Hair stocky, leave him floppy, face naughty. Talking all aki, think he big poppy, then I'll chop him down like karate. I see none of you here can stop me. It's obvious, you too sloppy, cheap copy. I'm Rocky, leave his eyes all glossy, but in the end zone is where you can spot when I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. I'm really out for blood this time, look. I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Gonna tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. Heard they were sleeping again, say it no more. This is a rude awakening, kicking the door. Back and I'm better than ever before. Don't get it mistaken, I'm ready for war. I see the option, I'm up in the score.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. 2-1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They begin the drive with Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Denver has the 1st down. The play going for 15 yards. Play action. It's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
The Broncos at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they fell in the opener. Got back on the beam with a win in week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500.
And despite that stumble, I don't think anyone's too concerned because they've made mistakes that they believe are correctable. And this is a team still getting to know each other. I'm not that concerned, and neither are they.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Play action. Now Wilson.
Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Daxton Hill picks it off.
So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Here we go. Crack.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And some room to work. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Second down, here's Mixon. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Hurts throw caught by Higgins. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
On first down, Hurts. He'll air this one out for Mims. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Hurts. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. That's taken in by Higgins. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here's Hurts to throw. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. They'll start. Now the ball comes loose. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So after a scoreless first quarter, we at least finally get some points on the board.
But it can't be what either of us expected, can it?
No, the safety's not what you expect for the first points of the game, but one of the goose eggs is gone. So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Taken in at the 11.
Ready up!
The Bengals drive about to get going.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
They go play action with Hurts.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
42 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times. A quick throw caught out wide by Judy. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
Wilson. He finds Sutton crossing the formation complete.
14 yards that time for number 14. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Mixon will try the right side. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
How about the first half he's putting together? Well over 100 yards already with that last catch. And to me, they'd be well served to keep looking his way. A number of big plays already in this one.
Mixon with a first down carry. And some space here. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Joe Mixon.
He has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good,
and the lead now stands at 13.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Wilson. He'll go up top here for Hamler. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
This will be caught. Jhood.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 2nd and 9. Wilson. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing is Wilson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So we've reached the intermission of what right now is a 13-point game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Throwing is Hurts. Able to connect with Mims.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Mixing up the middle. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Okay, ready.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. They'll look to throw.
Able to find Higgins. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Ready, set.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Randy Gregory coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense is getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Second and 5 now.
Hurts fumbles it.
When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They'll give it to Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Touchdown!
T. Higgins
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
McPherson on for the point after.
And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Makes the score Bengals 23, Broncos 3. Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They go play action now. Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick six territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again.
He'll get that complete to Alberto.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. Well, we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup of someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Second down at 4.
Throwing again here, Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
In a game that hasn't gone your way, you've got to throw in the end zone at every opportunity and hopefully climb back in as much as possible. He put way too much on that throw, though, and that shot ends up with nothing.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Wilson.
A throw left side, hauled in by Hamler.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hurts. Got a man. It's Mims.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. From the gun to give to Mixon.
108 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he's going to be met at about the 43.
It was DJ Jones who was there for the tackle.
As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now. Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
It's brought in left side by Tate.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Here's a give to Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown, Bengals.
Denzel Mims.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Bengals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bit.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hurts sets up to throw it. That is caught by Mims.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they have the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
Here we go, here we go.
He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the great move out of the bag, but couldn't do a ton with it. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
They're going to look to throw. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
4th down, here's Wilson.
Got a man complete. It's Handler.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Cincinnati, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans.
You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like